Dedicated Digger here, and we are in Warrenton, Georgia. We're going to do a little metal detecting today, but it's also Memorial Day, and I wanted you guys just to realize, why we celebrate Memorial Day and what it is. The very first Memorial Day was celebrated in 1868, not long after the Civil War, but it wasn't really established by the government until 1971. We are close to where we're going to a big farm, 100 acres, never been looked before, and you guys stick around and let's see what we find. Well, we just got here to location in middle Georgia, I guess you could say, and as I pull in, I see this right off the bat at the gate. And if you'll notice, if you're wondering how old this is, look at the laid log. This log was cut and laid in there to fit. I'm sure they use nails, and definitely use nails later. Well, I decided to get out of the sun. I mean, it's hot today. It's probably 84, 86, and it is beating down, a little bit of a breeze. So I decided to get under the old house. Now, obviously, they've put a newer roof on it to kind of preserve it. There's the old chimney stack, and you can see it was stacked stone, it looks like. But what I'm doing right now is I'm about to go in between all these laid log, hand-cut beams to see if anything fell through the cracks of the house, because if this place was made the way it looks right now, there was probably some cracks in the floor. It's kind of jumpy. There's a lot of iron down there, and the cool thing is the Legend's able to kind of decipher the things mixed in with that iron. And we have our first coin that would have been under this house. It would make my day if this was an Indian. That was one heck of an idea just now, to go and get underneath that house. It is going to be an Indian. There are not many detectors out there that you could go under an old house and it decipher between the nails and all of the iron, I mean piles of iron, and pull a coin out of it. And I just found the Indian right here. Oh. And we have another coin. It's going to be a Wheatie, but I bet you it's going to be an old one. Now you hear how the acupoint, see how it jumps, and it's telling you that it is probably going to be a nail or some type of iron. If it was a coin or brass or copper, it gives a solid signal like this. It's so gratifying, but sometimes it can be so frustrating to be out in the sun. Here it is, the end of May. It's so hot, and I want to get out of the sun. And I don't want to get much in the woods because there's so many rattlesnakes around here. And for me to come inside the old home, now I have no clue how old this place is. I know the home that I started on was built in 1908. This place, it's missing the floor, the walls. You can see the chimney here behind me. All right, I think I've got another one. Same hole, I haven't moved, same place. Another coin. Oh, this is crazy. Let me get out here in the sun and see what this is. It's gonna be another Wheatie. Dadgummit. I was really hoping for an Indian. One trick that I have found that works really good sometimes, because the iPhone camera actually has a built-in filter that sharpens images for you if you turn it on. And sometimes, if you rub a little nose grease on it, and you take a picture with your iPhone, let it focus, sometimes you can get a date easier that way. 1917, there you go. Now here's the other reason why you have to be really careful when you're detecting out in the middle of nowhere. Now he doesn't know yet that I'm close by. He's looking for something to eat. He's looking, he's like, wait a minute. Something ain't right, guys. Y'all want to see how fast he is? Watch this. Well, you want to talk about being dedicated. I have found 3 coins and I'm happy, but it's like I've almost caught a limit of fish, but I don't have a limit yet. So it's playing hard to get. It's down in the roots. a pretty solid 23. I can hear it. And it's under this daggum root. Oh, I'm touching it now. Oh, it's round. What is that? That's not a coin. Oh, there's a shank. It's a button. That's gonna be a button. So I'm gonna try to stay to 4 o'clock. It is Memorial Day weekend. Traffic's gonna be terrible. It's raining. My wife just got home from work. But listen, 3 coins and a button. I'm extremely happy. I just wish it stopped raining. I know it sounds jumpy, but the numbers make me want to dig it. Oh man, more roots. That's not what I wanted. Finally, I am almost root free. Where are you at? Oh, we're touching it. That's a good thing. What is, uh-oh. That is going to be a button. Man, spider webs, snakes. Talking about being dedicated. My goodness. Rain, lightning, thunder. Briars. Did I leave anything out? All right, y'all ready for this? I did not bring my toothbrush, unfortunately. Oh my. Look at the gold on that. What have I found? I'm not an expert in Civil War buttons. This looks military to me. How crazy is a button out of the ground makes you shake like this? Water, oh boy. I think it says Waterbury. Check this out. Solid, pretty solid 3940. I think it's right in here. Didn't sound very deep though. Be careful. What are you? Oh, is that a piece of lead? They do a lot of target practicing out here, and so I've been finding a bunch of lead. However, I'm not really in the same place where they were doing that. That looks like it's got writing on it. It's got a hole in the top of it. What do I have? It's kind of heavy too. It was ringing up a 40. Is that the British crown? Holy moly. I wanted to say the other word. I mean, could this be a real? Boy, oh boy. What a day. So I'm not positive, but I think that is a real. Y'all, I am shaking. There's another thunderstorm coming. I can hear it in the background. I don't know if you can see how black it is behind the trees. I just found a Civil War button, gold gilded, with the Georgia crown or the Georgia armed on it. And I just dug a real. What it pays to be dedicated. Here's all the junk, plow parts, you know, that typical thing. Did find some really big iron that looks extremely old. Found an iron base. And then, you know, some glass pieces over here, piece of lipstick container, and then, of course, your typical mason jar lid. I found a sandwiched over, tacoed over ring, 2 buttons, an overall button, an absolute killer. We think it's post Civil War, but it has the Georgia seal on it with a full shank on the back. I found 3 Wheatfield pennies and an Indian, some clad stuff, and then I found a real. We don't have the date yet or exact information on it, but when I get home and clean it up, I'll let you guys know. Thunderstorm's coming. It's right there. I have literally dug until I just couldn't. I physically can't go anymore.